welcome to the second episode of our health show, Health Platter over High Tea. I'm your host, Dr. Anshu Asri, and today we will be talking about polycystic ovarian syndrome or PCOD or PCOS as it is called. For discussing the same, we have with us Dr. Kiran Raman Goyal, who is an expert in the field and has an experience of about more than 15 years. She is working as a consultant gynecologist with Shri Akshan Balaji Hospital and is also associated with Apollo Kradi Motinagar, NJS Hospital and Sehgal Neo Hospital. Madam, we welcome you to our show. We also have with us Mrs. Kiran Java, who is the supervisory head and who is taking good care of our junior wing. Under her leadership, the junior wing of the school has grown exponentially, not only in numbers but also in quality and functioning. I welcome you to the show, Mrs. Java. Dr. Raman Goyal, I think you would agree with me that there is large ignorance. Generally, the public is ignorant about this issue of PCOD. So, what would you like to tell our viewers about PCOS?
See, nowadays, PCOS is like an epidemic nowadays. Around 50% of girls are facing such problems. The parents and the students are definitely still reluctant to come out with their problem. They are still hesitant. They still think it's a common thing to have this problem, and it might correct spontaneously after a year or two. So generally, they take at least 2 years to come to a doctor with their problems, and it definitely leads to a lag in the treatment.
I think the reason behind this is they are oblivious of the fact that they are suffering from PCOS. They do not know what PCOS is all about. So can you share some light, put some light on what PCOD presents as?
See, if we see medically, PCOS is defined as irregular abnormality, then hirsutism, which we define as a male pattern hair growth on your face and body. And definitely for confirmation, we have at least one diagnostic criteria which says male hormones are more in your body. But for a common person, these are not the criteria which define it. The most common symptom the girls are facing nowadays is irregular cycles. They might have a very severe form of dysmenorrhea. They may start putting weight on their body, and definitely hair growth. And sometimes, if it is very severe, they will have voice changes also.
You are very right, because some of these changes they mimic puberty changes like weight gain or acne or maybe a little overgrowth of hair. This is generally dismissed as being related to puberty changes. So this is generally dismissed and misdiagnosed, isn't it? This is generally dismissed and misdiagnosed. So I think we need to tell the parents when to come up to the doctor for consultation. So what are the instructions which you would like to give to our children, the girls as well as the parents? When should they visit the doctor?
See, initially for 6 months to a year, irregular cycles, some amount of hair and acne is okay. But if it is later than that, and definitely if the cycles are not causing, you can say, disability in their work, so then it's okay. But if they are having very heavy bleeding which make them miss their school, miss their activities, or they are facing very embarrassing situation, the hair grows out so much. It's such obvious thing. Acne, initial forms of acne is there, but eruptions, they come. This comes into category of PCOS.
What medical management do you offer to such cases?
See, first and foremost, it is lifestyle changes. Medical comes again later. But diet changes is one specific thing. We are definitely influenced by Western society nowadays. Girls are, a burden of studies is also there. There is a lot of competition. So most of the girls are, what we are doing is studying, sitting and studying, sitting and studying. So extracurricular activities which used to be emphasis, we as teachers are doing, we as doctors are encouraging. But then parents are very much worried about the grades. So what they do is, okay, when is she going to study? If she is going for suppose say basketball or something, she need an extra for that. So when is she going to study? So first we have to counsel the parents. No, this activity is very essential for her. Spontaneously, weight loss of around 10%. That leads to correction of your cycles, and definitely a hormone value comes back to normal. Then we come to medical management.
As far as I know, there is no cure for PCOS. It is only about medically managing the case. And I think if I sum it up rightly, the only treatment is weight loss, weight loss and weight loss.
No,
Am I right?
No. It's not a treatment, it's about your lifestyle. See, stress is more nowadays. See, when we give a medical treatment, it definitely corrects your hormone milieu, but you don't change your lifestyle. So you come back to the original state. So if the two of things are going together, then definitely it will be treated. Single, if you think medical therapy is going to help, no it will not. Singleton, if you think weight loss will help, no it will not. So we need both of them simultaneously, and we should at least make them clear that you have to put an effort, because as a doctor I am giving a treatment, but I need an effort from your side also.
Very rightly put, it has to go in tandem. The medical management as well as the lifestyle changes which a person needs to make in order to detect or prevent or manage PCOS. So I think, and one more very common question which I think the parents must be wanting to ask is, since the girls, they suffer from acne a lot. So would you recommend that they go in for some treatment for acne, some kind of laser treatment or cosmetic treatment for it or not?
See, initial form of acne, they don't need laser and something. If you come up early with these normal antibiotics, they cure them. Then definitely your hygiene, frequent wash of your faces, and then local ointments will help. Laser come later on when we have then eruptions and you have scarring for that, definitely. And then again, these are not very safe for young girls. I think first is medical. With medical therapy also, your acne will go, your hirsutism will definitely reduce.
What would you exactly recommend for hirsutism? I mean, this is, we have lot many laser therapy centers for hirsutism also coming up. Excessive hair on the face, get it removed through epilation lasers. Waxing and shaving, all of them can do at home. But laser, how good it is?
See, laser in a setting is very good, but if you don't correct your PCOS, it will come back. So how frequent you are going to do that? So you need that medical therapy. And most of the drugs which we give and something, they definitely cut down your hirsutism. They will not, they will make them not grow again. So laser will not be a one-stop solution. They will definitely need re-laser again, and there is some amount of scarring with that also. So I will not say I repeated lasers or laser is a treatment.
So again, we zero in back to the same thing, that it's not one therapy alone that has to work. It has to be many things done together that will work to prevent and manage PCOS. And I think you would all, even Mrs. Java, you would agree that body image is a very big issue with girls at this age. So once they start having acne or they start having hirsutism, that's excessive facial hair, or maybe male pattern baldness, they become very conscious and they start feeling depressed, anxious about their looks. And what would you suggest to such kind of girls?
I know the teenagers who are just conscious, and there is some emotional growth, and they are very conscious about the self-image and self-esteem. And for that, whenever they feel there is some acne or some unwanted hair growth, so they just feel conscious and sometimes depressed also. But we have to see, we have to make them have a positive outlook towards the life and just keep their weight. They should keep their weights under check, and just positive outlook and some remedial home remedies that should work, I think.
Very well said, Mrs. Java. I think we need to keep a very positive attitude towards all these problems, and we have to look at the inner beauty rather than the outer beauty. And to conclude it, I think early diagnosis is very important to prevent, manage the case of PCOS effectively, and also to prevent the chronic illnesses such as infertility related to PCOS. And I have a message for the girls. The tribe, which is actually, because there was a survey and it said that 1 in every 10 women right now is suffering from PCOS. So if you have a friend, if you have a sibling, if you have a sister, or if you have a colleague or a co-worker who is presently battling with the issue of PCOS and associated depression and anxiety, I have a word for them. You all must be aware that there is a diagnostic criteria for PCOS, which is pearl necklace appearance of the ovaries on ultrasound. So just remind that yourself that you are so classy that even your ovaries wear a string of pearls around them. Thank you and happy doing.